If you think that the refrigerator is the best place to store potatoes, I have to share a truth that is not what you might think. Have you ever wondered how the Amish, a community living separately from modern technology, can keep potatoes fresh and firm throughout the long winter without ever needing a refrigerator? Today, I won't talk about farming. I will show you how to control the environment so your potatoes enter a perfect state of dormancy, retaining their full flavor, just like when they were first dug up. These are principles that anyone can apply right at home, whether you live in a garden house or an apartment. We will start from the legendary root cellars of the Amish and turn them into a practical solution right in your own home. Why the refrigerator is the enemy of potatoes. Let's talk about your refrigerator. Why is it not suitable? When you keep potatoes at temperatures below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, a biochemical process called starch-to-sugar conversion happens extremely quickly. The starch in the potatoes begins to break down into glucose and fructose. The result? After cooking, the potatoes will turn black, have a strangely sharp, sweet taste, and the texture will become mushy. That is why your potatoes never have that natural, pliable, and mildly sweet taste after being taken out of the fridge. Furthermore, the humidity in the refrigerator is extremely unstable. The constant changes between cooling cycles cause water vapor to condense on the surface of the skin, creating a perfect environment for bacteria to enter. You aren't storing them. You are poisoning them with the cold. The refrigerator is a place for meat, fish, and dairy, not for potatoes that need a peaceful winter sleep. The secret architecture of the Amish root cellar. So, how do the Amish build their cellars? This is not just a simple hole dug into the ground, it is a masterpiece of physics. The Amish usually build their cellars deep underground, where the soil temperature remains stable year-round, regardless of snow or heat outside. The cellar walls are usually made of fieldstone or fired brick to retain heat and create natural humidity. Ventilation is the key. There are always two air vents, one low near the floor to bring in cool air, and one high near the ceiling to push out warm air and ethylene. The pressure difference creates a natural convection current, keeping the cellar from ever becoming stuffy. To understand more about this architecture, look at how they choose the location. The Amish usually choose the north side of a hillside to dig the cellar. That is where it receives the least sunlight, helping the soil surface stay cool and stable even during hot summer days. The best part lies in the slope of the cellar floor. They never make it completely flat, but always create a slight slope toward the cellar door so that any excess moisture can escape instead of pooling under the potatoes. They also do not use reinforced concrete, but use stones stacked in a natural way, allowing the crevices to become a second set of lungs, helping exchange moisture with the earth slowly. Before bringing potatoes down to the cellar, they always leave them in a dark place at 55 degrees Fahrenheit to 60 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 weeks. This is the healing stage, the suberization process, helping the skin thicken like a suit of armor. They also whitewash the stone walls. Lime is not only to brighten the cellar, but is also a strong disinfectant, killing hidden mold. Entering an Amish cellar, you never smell mustiness, only the scent of damp earth and the purity of nature. That is the sophistication in combining physics and folk wisdom. Mini root cellar, the unique 3-layer formula. So, if you live in an apartment or a townhouse, how can you apply this wisdom? I have developed a 3-layer structure for a home storage bin. Prepare a wooden bin, because wood is a living material. Wood has the ability to absorb excess moisture and release it back when the air becomes too dry. You should choose pine or clean pallet wood. If you build the bin yourself, leave gaps of about ½ inch between the wooden slats. This is extremely important for continuous airflow. Layer 1. Drainage layer. Spread a layer of ceramic balls or clay pellets about 2 inches thick at the bottom. It creates a physical gap to ensure excess water never touches the potatoes. Layer 2. Sterilization core, my secret. This is the most important part. Spread a layer of small wood charcoal chunks, about the size of a thumb tip, over the ceramic layer. Charcoal acts as a natural air filter, absorbing ethylene gas, the main culprit causing potatoes to sprout and rot. Do not use chemical-treated charcoal. Use natural wood charcoal. When placing this layer, spread it evenly, gently, just like spreading soil in a plant pot. Layer 3. Conditioning layer. Cover with a layer of clean straw or dry leaves that have been dried thoroughly in the sun. This layer is 3 to 4 inches thick, helping to keep the temperature extremely stable. When closing the bin lid, leave a small gap or use a breathable rough cloth instead of sealing it tight. The goal is to create a static, but not dead environment. Air must move at an extremely slow speed, enough to maintain life but not dry out the potatoes. Arrange each layer gently, with a thin layer of straw between each layer of potatoes, for a total amount of no more than 25 to 30 pounds per bin to avoid pressure on the bottom ones. Place the bin in the darkest, coolest corner of the house. This delicate balance is the key to your success without needing a complex cellar system. The golden rule and how to handle problems. Remember the Amish rule. 1 rotten potato, discard the whole basket. Periodic inspection is not just about looking with your eyes. Use your hands to touch the potatoes. They must feel cool and firm. If the surface is slightly sticky, that is a bacterial SOS signal. Remove that one immediately. If you open the bin and smell a faint pungent odor, start looking for the traitor hiding in a dark corner. A rotten potato not only releases ethylene, but its dark brown fluid is full of decomposition bacteria. If it seeps into the charcoal layer in the second layer, don't regret it. Replace that entire layer of charcoal. If you see short sprouts, just remove them and cook as normal. Only when a potato is mushy and leaking fluid does it need to be completely discarded. Attach a mini thermometer inside the bin. If the temperature exceeds 55 degrees Fahrenheit, move the bin to a cooler place. Don't be afraid to change positions. Flexibility is the key to surviving the winter. A 5-minute inspection each week may sound annoying, but compared to throwing away tens of pounds of potatoes, this is an investment worth making. You are not just a storer. You are a guardian of natural heritage. Conclusion. As you can see, storing potatoes is not just a collection of random hacks. It is a profound respect for the life cycle of food. The Amish do not merely store food. They create the ideal conditions for potatoes to truly rest. When we understand the language of nature, food rewards us with its pure, unadulterated freshness rather than deteriorating or losing its quality, as we often see in our fast-paced lives. Don't let the refrigerator ruin the fruits of your labor. Try implementing the 3-layer structure: ceramics, charcoal, straw during your next harvest. I guarantee that after a few months, when you open the bin, you will be amazed to find the potatoes still firm and pristine, as if they had just been dug up from the earth. This is more than just a technique. It is how you take full control of your own kitchen. If you find this information useful, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. What methods are you currently using to store your potatoes? Or do you have another secret tip you'd like to share with me and the community? I am always eager to hear about your real-world experiences. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again in our next sustainable gardening journey. See you.